there's actually billions of people that still don't know Jesus? Did you guys know that? Isn't Jesus the best? Don't you want everybody to know him? Well, here's the deal. The first thing we do for the world to know Jesus, it's actually really fun and really simple, is we pray. Everyone say pray. Pray. Now, you might be like, Chase, what even is prayer? I feel like my mom does it a lot, but what does it even mean?
We know what prayer is.
You know what prayer is, bro? What is prayer? What is it?
Talking to God.
Okay, this is a new teacher of the class. Talking to God, you're right, bro. That's exactly it. So here's the deal. We're going to talk to God for each of these continents because we want these continents to know Jesus. And Jesus is going to hear your prayer tonight, and it's going to cause God to move and reach those continents even more than he already is. So, can I get, if you were picked from Africa, can you come to this corner right here? And if you were never picked, you can pick one of the four. Or I might put you in one of the four. So if you got picked in Africa, come join over here. If you got picked in Europe, you can head over there. If you got picked in Asia, you can go right there. And if you got picked in North South America, you come right here. Which one is the other? Love over there. Okay. So here's the deal, guys. Listen up. Listen up. Listen up. This is important because this is going to be a pretty quick prayer time. Okay, it's not going to be long. God hears short prayers. He loves all of them, short and long. So here's what we're going to pray. Oh, we got more guys joining Asia. Nice work, buddy. You're going to say a few simple prayers. The first prayer we're going to pray. Europe's got a lot of love back there. I like that. Is we're going to pray for the continent to know the love of Jesus. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to take turns. We're going to have 2 or 3 people pray this first one for the love of Jesus to be known in Africa. Can I give you guys an example of what that looks like? So we got Lucy, we got Alice, and we got, what's your name? Sina? Sina? That's awesome. I love that name. Okay, so here's what I would do for Africa. We're going to say 2 prayers that Jesus' love would be known in Africa. So I'd gather and say, Jesus, I pray for Africa. We ask that your love would be known in that whole continent. We ask that everybody in Africa would come to know Jesus. After I'm done praying, amen, then maybe Lucy would say a prayer. That sound cool? Yes? This is an exciting thing. Maybe this is a first time moment for you. How many of you guys are like, I'm not sure what to pray if it was my turn? This is a really simple prayer that God would hear. If you don't know what to pray, just pray this. Jesus, I pray you would be known in Africa. Jesus, I pray you'd be known in the Americas. I pray you'd be known in Asia. I pray you'd be known in Europe. Does that sound good? We're going to take 30 seconds, get in groups. I want you guys to gather in a group all together. So if Europe, you guys can gather in a group over there. And then, bro, you can help me out back there with Asia. And then right here, North South America, you guys get in a little circle right here. Get in a circle right here, bro. Join them right here. Perfect. Okay, here's what we're going to do, guys. I'm going to join Africa. We're going to pray for the next 30 seconds to a minute, and then we're going to come back together. Sound good? Okay, let's pray, guys. Ready? back to your seats. We're going to play one more game. Okay. Yes, I need help finding the beginning. That's all. Thank you, Linda. Okay, guys, thanks for praying. Did you guys know this? I'm gonna tell you a story about how this really works. That when we pray for these places, God actually does things that are miraculous and impossible. That when you pray for continents and you pray for nations, God can do things that might not have happened if we hadn't prayed. So these little prayers tonight, you never know what those are doing. Isn't that cool? That God hears your prayer in this room tonight all together. That's so fun.
Does that count?
Sure. I want them to be able to toss it to each other. Yes.
Okay, then we can make a bigger.
Well, no, I want them to be able to toss it to each other. That's good. That'll work. All right, everybody, let's stand up. We're going to make a circle around the chairs, okay? We're going to make one big circle around the chairs. No. Not yet. Don't pull it yet. Okay, everybody hear me? We gotta get a full circle. Right here, guys. It's okay. Do it to where you're within arm's length. Nice work. Right after, there we go. Okay.
Hi, camera.
Now this is going to be fun. I don't know how this is going to work if we didn't find the beginning, but here's what we're going to do. Okay, everybody listen up. Here's the instruction. Now this yarn, it represents the best story ever told. This story is the story of Jesus. So let's imagine that I'm the first person to hear about Jesus in America. What if I was the first person? I've got like this really cool, man, this is so beautiful and special, it's amazing. But here's the deal, I've got the best story ever right in front of me, right? But what if nobody else in the room has ever heard about Jesus? And I've got the best story ever. What's the only way for somebody to hear about this great story? I'd have to give it to them, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like I'd have to see across the room, and I hope this works. I don't know if it will. We're going to find out in just a second, okay? Hold it right here. And I'd say, man, that person's got to know Jesus. It almost worked.
I got it.
Okay, I'm going to hold on to it. Let it keep going. Now, only us two know, though.
I know.
You know right now, you got caught in the story, didn't you? Who else want to know the story? He's got to tell somebody else. Oh, there we go. We found the beginning. That's great.
Yay.
Do you want this?
You can keep right there. That's okay. As long as you can keep on winding down, it's perfect. Okay. Hold on. You got it. Us three have got it. But there's still a whole lot more that need to know about Jesus, right? So what are you going to do? Okay. Now us four know. And this guy right here, he got caught up in the story. Who else wants to know?
Hey, me!
Nice. Okay, hold on. Right here.
Catch it once.
Wherever you get it, one time. So you want to
I'm gonna try to get
listen up. If you've caught it once, I want you to hold onto the string and come to the outside of the circle. So hold onto the string if you've caught it. Now, if you haven't caught it, hold it right there. You stay right there, buddy. And throw it to somebody who hasn't yet heard. It can be close, it can be far. Let them catch it. If you already caught it, let other people catch it. Okay, nice work. Now, there's a big group over here that hasn't heard much. There's a group over here that hasn't heard much. There it is. Okay, hold on. Before. Now, is there a few more over here? Who doesn't have a piece of the string or is not close? Who can't quite reach it? If somebody's next to you, if you can grab it, grab a piece of the string. If you can't, it looks like over there. They've never heard. They still need to know. Let them throw it. Nice throw. Nice catch. Okay, if you're around it, grab it right there. Is there anybody that can't reach it? No, you can reach it. Grab it right there. If you can reach it, grab the string. Now, listen up. This is important. This is the important part of the yarn game. This is a crazy game. Okay. Now check this up. Check this out. Before we keep going, check this out. Now, hold on, listen up, guys. How many of us have got a piece of the yarn? Right? But how many people started with the yarn? Was it one person? Who was it?
You.
It was me, right? But from one person it went to 2, to 3, and look at that. We only threw the ball like 5 or 6 times. And look, this whole room, now we have a piece of the yarn. You know what's amazing, guys? Is one, how cool you look with this yarn all around you. And number 2, check this out, this is the exciting part, is when you tell people about Jesus, it's like one of those throws. You throw that yarn one time, they catch it, all the people around you, man, this is amazing. You guys have made a beautiful piece of art with the gospel all across the room. Okay, here's what I want you to do. This was a good attempt at this game, but I think it was a little bit crazy. So here's what I want us to do. Let go of the yarn, everybody. Let go of the yarn. And we're going to bring it back up front to me. So if you got a piece, bring it up to me. Don't put it on you. Don't put it on you. We're just balling it up, buddy. So soft, so nice, isn't it? Nice. Bring it up front. Thank you so much. Okay, then everybody else find your seat. Head back to your seat. So much. Good job with the yarn game. I think it might have been a little distracting. Okay, check this out. I have one more game, but before we do one more game, which is at the end, which does have a prize, which maybe you should get approved by your parents. There's a prize for winners of the game, but we'll wait and say that to the end. So here's the deal. There's going to be one more game at the end of the night, but I want to share with you guys a little bit about, actually, do we have the pen and the paper, Linda? possible? Let's go ahead and hand that out. So guys, my name is Chase, like I said at the beginning. I'm married. My wife's name is Lindy. Everybody say Lindy. She's the best. She's the greatest on the planet to me. And we have one little baby. And so he's a few months old. And we've been in missions for 10 years. Now, in the last 10 years, me and Lindy have traveled to 30 nations. And you guys ever been to other nations besides here in America? How many of you guys have traveled to other nations? It's fun, isn't it? Okay, you're getting a piece of paper. Good job, buddy. Thank you for the help. Thank you for the help. I'll wait till you guys get that out there. Paper, get the paper. There we go. Okay. And here's what I want you guys to do. If you're able to write it down. Paper, here's what I want you to do. I want you to write down the first thing. Okay, the first thing I want you to write down. You guys ready? I want you to write down what you want to be when you grow up. For me, when I was your age, how many of you guys would love to be an NBA basketball player? It's okay, I still have that dream. I'm 30 years old. It might be a little bit too late for it. Still a dream. How many of you guys, there was another time where I wanted to be a fireman. Anybody want to be a fireman, policeman? No, that was just me. Anybody want to be a pilot, fly planes? I want you, whatever you want to be when you grow up, I want you to think about it. A teacher. If you don't know, you can just say, I want to be awesome when I grow up. Okay? So write down what your dream is to be when you grow up. We'll see how this goes. I see some of you guys are not writing, you're more making airplanes. Interesting. Okay. You guys are doing so good. Nice work, everybody. Okay, now, how many of you guys need a few more seconds to write down what you want to be when you grow up? A few more seconds. If you don't know, it's okay. Okay, here's what I want us to do. If there's somebody that's super excited, like, I know what I want to be, I want you to stand up and I want you to tell everybody what you want to be. But you have to raise your hand first. And I gotta pick you. Is it David? Okay, David, why don't you stand up and tell everybody what you want to be when you grow up? He wants to be a missionary or a pilot. Isn't that cool? Give him a hand clap. So cool. I love that. Maybe you can do both. Let's get a few more that might. You want to go, Malachi? What do you want to be? You want to be a dentist? Man, I'm coming to see you. How many are just so thankful? Malachi wants to be a dentist. Give it up for Malachi wants to be a dentist. That is so cool. Okay, Melody right here. What do you want to be? Melody wants to be a wants to go? What do you want to be? I'm not even sure what all they do, but we want somebody back here that wants to be a biochemist. Celebrate that. We're going to give them a hand clap. That means you're smart. Okay? Right here. You want to be a game designer? Okay, that is awesome. One or two more. One or two more. And then we're going to tell some stories, okay? What about right here? Anybody in this corner want to share? Anybody back there? One more? You want to be a unicorn when you grow up? That might be a difficult one to make happen, but I love the dream. You're a big dreamer. That's cool. Anybody else? One more? Yep. Oh, what? You want to play the piano? That's awesome. Give it up right there. She's going to play the piano. Celebrate that. Everybody give her a hand clap. Okay, here's the deal, guys. Check it out. We're going to stop drawing for 1 second. I have one more question I want you to answer. Everyone's written down what they want to do when they grow up. Now, here's the deal. This one might be a little bit harder. You might not be really sure. But when you hear the words missions or missionary, I want you to write down, like, what does a missionary do? That's the question. What do you think about a missionary? What does a missionary do? It's okay if you're not sure. Good, bro. We're gonna start. Okay, I'll give you guys a few more seconds. Okay. You guys are awesome. You guys are doing so good. Okay. Now maybe somebody from this side over here. How many of you guys feel like this is what a missionary does? How many? Let me get 2 or 3 from these back. Yeah, right here. A missionary tells the gospel. Awesome. Preaches the gospel all over the world. That's awesome. Well, what? Works out a mission. That's true. That's good. Okay, right here. Missionaries help spread the gospel and the love of God. Okay, awesome answer. Goes to places far away to preach the gospel. Awesome. Anybody else? You got more? A missionary prays for people. So cool. One or two more, and then I'm going to share some stories. Okay, right here, buddy. What'd you say? Listen up, everyone. A missionary goes around the world to spread the gospel. So cool. What's that? Tell people about Jesus. Everyone say, tell people about Jesus. Say it one more time. Tell people about Jesus. Okay. Can I have everyone? You might be writing. I know you like the markers. I'm going to ask something that's going to be hard to do. can you put the marker away for a few minutes? I'm going to share some quick stories with you, and then we're going to write down a few more responses to questions, okay? So quick stories, and then we're going to write a few more things down. Does that sound good to everybody? So everyone, if you have your paper, you can sit on it, you can put it by your feet, but we're not going to write it on paper for the next 10 minutes, okay? Just 10 minutes. I know, so long. And then everyone head back to their seat. Okay. I'm going to explain to you why we did those two questions in just a minute. Now, who do you guys think was the ultimate missionary? I've heard it a couple times. A couple people said Jesus. Now, I would agree with you guys. I think, and in my experience, the ultimate missionary was Jesus, right? And I want to look at one story, maybe a couple, but one story in the Bible about how Jesus was the ultimate missionary, the example that he set for us. And I want to tell you a few stories of what it's been like for me as a missionary and how I've seen God do the absolute impossible in my own life and in people around me. There's things that I've seen Jesus do that I never thought were possible until I said yes to following him. But since I started following the ultimate missionary Jesus, I have seen the most incredible things I never thought were even possible 10 years ago. So can I tell you first the story about Jesus, and then I'm going to tell you a few more that I've seen in the last 10 years of my life that will hopefully encourage you as you follow Jesus. Sound good? Okay, so there's a story in the book of Mark where it says Jesus was with his closest friends. What were his closest friends called? Disciples. Okay, so he's got his 12 disciples, and they went across the lake to a region called the Gerasenes. Everyone say Gerasenes. I don't know what it means, but that's a cool name. So they're going to this region, right? They're in a boat. They're going across this lake. Jesus had just done some incredible miracles. Jesus has just healed people. I mean, a whole town is coming to know him. This town that he's leaving, it was like, man, Jesus, you've done so much. This is amazing. Why are you leaving? But Jesus gets in the boat with his 12 disciples, and he's heading away from where all this amazing stuff was happening. He's like, I'm going to go somewhere new. So he's in the boat with his 12 friends, and off they go to the region of the Gerasenes. You guys with me right now? So here we go. They got out of the boat, so they're in a whole new land, and a man with an impure spirit comes from the tomb to meet him. What does that mean? There's a man who needed a lot of help. There was a man that was a little bit crazy, and he wasn't doing good. There was a man that was doing really, 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 really bad, actually. He was in a really bad spot. He had no help. And you'll find out in the story, this man that Jesus and his 12 friends come to, he's been like kicked out of the whole town. He doesn't even have a home. He's homeless. He doesn't have anybody around him. He's in a lot of trouble. And he needs a lot of help, right? You can imagine if you didn't have a home, you didn't have any friends, you've been kicked out of your own town, your own family, you're living by yourself, like, man, you need a lot of help, right? You would need a real missionary. You would need somebody that could do something for your situation to where things would get totally different. Wouldn't you guys agree? Okay, so Jesus, his friends are there. It said this man, he was so wild, nobody could even hold him down. He was so crazy, he was so wild, nobody could stop him from going crazy. They'd try to calm him down, but nobody could help this guy. Can you imagine, like, man, what a sad situation. Nobody could help him. What do we do? Like, he's all by himself. He's hurting himself. He's not doing, like, man, what are we going to do to help this guy, right? Well, Jesus shows up. And when he sees Jesus, he runs to Jesus. And he says, what do you want with me, Jesus? He said, don't torture me. This guy who's like, man, he's all by himself. Horrible situation. He sees Jesus from a long ways away. He runs to Jesus and says, why are you here, basically? I don't deserve you. Why have you come? Don't torture me, Jesus. I know you're perfect. I know don't come near me. Don't come close to me. That's what this guy was thinking. But remember, Jesus had left all this amazing stuff, got in a boat, went all the way across this lake, and the first person he meets is this guy who needs a lot of help, right? So what does Jesus do? Does Jesus say, hey, man, you've got too much help. I can't help you. Man, this is looking like too crazy of a situation. I don't think I can do. No, right? Watch what Jesus does. This is amazing, guys. Jesus said to him, come out of this man, you impure spirit. So the whole thing that was making him go crazy and act wild and be bad, the whole thing that was going wrong, like this whole situation, Jesus looked at that situation and said, that thing's got to get out of your life because I'm here to change your life. So Jesus tells this thing to get out of his life. It does. It leaves. And after this happens, this is amazing, guys. The people in town, they come out because this guy completely changes. Instead of acting crazy, he's totally in his right mind. Instead of being wild and where nobody wants to be around him, the people from his town come out, they see this guy, and he's doing totally great. And everyone's like, what in the world's going on right now? Like, what happened to Crazy Joe down the corner? Crazy Joe's not crazy anymore. Crazy Joe's acting like not only normal, he's smiling. He looks peaceful. Man, whenever he experienced Jesus, Crazy Joe went from not crazy to, man, he changed completely after he had one encounter with Jesus. Man, Jesus wasn't just a good, hey man, hope you have a good day. No, Jesus showed up and his whole day changed, right? Well, this one guy in one moment, one encounter with Jesus, everything changes, right? Everyone say, everything changes.
Everything.
So you can imagine, if you're this guy, you experience Jesus who loves you, he doesn't reject you, he accepts you as a friend, he wants to hang out with you, you know, he changes your whole life. If you're that guy, how many of you guys would be like, I want to hang out with Jesus more? Right? After he just changed your life, you're like, I'm going to keep hanging out with Jesus because it goes really good when I'm around Jesus. Well, check out what happens, guys. It says as Jesus was getting into the boat, the man who had been demon-possessed begged to go with him. Isn't this crazy? Listen to this. This is amazing. This is how powerful one experience with Jesus can be. I want you guys to catch this. This is, man, you can be in first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade. You can be 30 years old like me. One experience with Jesus changes everything. So this guy's coming to Jesus like, Jesus, I want to go with you. You just changed my whole life. I really love you. Now, if you're Jesus, you're going to be like, well, sure, come along, right? But check this out. I think this is one of the first missionaries that Jesus ever sent out. Isn't this amazing? Check this out. Verse 19 says, Mark 5, Jesus did not let him, but said, Go home to your own people and tell them how much the Lord has done for you and how he has had mercy on you. Isn't that wild, guys? This guy was in the worst of the worst situation. No friends, no family, nothing. The whole town didn't even like him. He gets one encounter with Jesus, everything changes, right? One moment with Jesus, everything's totally different. And Jesus, instead of saying, hey, come follow me, Jesus looks at this guy and says, one encounter for you is enough. One experience with the love of Jesus is enough. I want you, now that you've been changed by my love, you've been changed by who I am, I want you to go back to your own town. Go tell your family, go tell your friends, go tell everybody how much Jesus has done. Isn't that incredible, guys? He has one experience. He goes back and he's going to tell whole cities about how much Jesus has done after one encounter. Now, in this story, I want us to remember a few things. I'm going to tell a few stories about how this story encouraged me to love even just one person, which is what I think being a real missionary is. You guys gave great examples. Missionaries go to the ends of the earth to share the gospel, right? They go to other nations. They go to Europe. They go to Africa. They go to North South America. They go to Asia. Missionaries go all over. But you know what else missionaries do? Missionaries go to one person with the love of Jesus. Look to the person to your right, to your left, and say, you're a missionary. Now look to the other person and say, you're a missionary. Now, you might not do full-time missions like I have the last 10 years. But I want to encourage you that you don't have to necessarily do that for 10 years to do missionary work and to see Jesus do the most incredible things. Can I tell you guys a few stories that totally just like shocked me how much Jesus wanted to move? Can I tell you guys a few stories? A few years ago I was in Denver, Colorado. And just like, you know, Jesus healed this guy, we believe that Jesus wanted to heal people. So I was in Denver, and in walked a guy who was legally blind. He'd been legally blind for his whole life. He never could see. Everything was blurry, right? But we believe that Jesus that we read in the Bible was the same then, and he's the same today. And so me and my friends, we all started praying for this guy, believing that Jesus wanted to heal his eyes. And at first we asked, we said, hey, is it different? No, not much. We pray again. Hey, is it different? No, not much. We prayed for another 15 minutes. At the end of 15 minutes, the guy is so stunned. He literally, his eyes get really, really big. So stunned. Because Jesus instantly healed him. He's looking around like this, like, he comes down to the front of the thing, and we're like, what happened? He's like, I can see, like, I'm seeing my pastor for the first time. I've never seen his eyes like this. I've never seen him. And in one moment of us saying, hey, you know what? We're going to love this guy who's blind. Boom, his eyes are open. He's instantly healed. Some of my friends, they're in the nation of Nepal, which is in Asia. They're in Nepal. How many want to go to Nepal one day? This is a fun story. My friends are in Nepal, and a lot of Nepali guys still doesn't have the Bible. How many of you guys like the Bible? It's the best, right? So, some of my friends, they were distributing Bibles to these villages up in these tall mountains, middle of nowhere, hard to get to, in the Himalayas. Nice plane. But they're trying to get the Bible there because they know the Bible changes lives. Well, check this out. They get to one village. They've hiked days and days, right? And they have audio Bibles. And there's this older guy that they start to show the Bible to. He starts listening to it. Check this out. He listens to it for like an hour, and everyone's really tired, so they go to bed. They wake up the next morning, and the guy is sitting there still listening to the Bible. He listened to it through the entire night. Over 12 hours straight, listening to the audio Bible. Just constantly. And he looks at my friends, and he goes, man, I've never heard of this Jesus in this Bible. I've never heard of this Jesus in this Bible. This Jesus is amazing. And a few minutes later, this guy who's never heard of Jesus, listens to the Bible, gives his life to Jesus. And this is even more incredible, guys. Remember, this is one guy. Remember, you gotta look to your person, right or left, tell them you're a missionary. Turn to the other person, tell them you're a missionary. So they bring this Bible to one person, check this out. He gets so just changed by the love of Jesus. He's so blown away that my friends have hiked all this way. He's so blown away by the message of the Bible. A year later, my friends go back. This is amazing. They go back. And this guy is now distributing Bibles to villages all over Nepal. He got so changed by his one encounter. He didn't need a whole long time with my friends. He got so changed by his one experience with Jesus. He goes, you know what? Man, I got to do it too. I got to take this Bible all over the place. And so village after village right now, you guys, is getting the Bible because one guy had an experience with Jesus. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
It's fun, isn't it? You guys want a few more stories of what it was like on the mission field?
Yeah.
Yeah? Because here's the deal. I remember one time I was in Indonesia, and we were just going house to house, sharing the gospel, praying. I had never really seen anybody healed before, right? But we're praying, and we start praying for this lady who had a tumor. And all of a sudden, boom, in moments, she's healed. A tumor is like a growth, like an extra growth that you don't need on your body, but it's like a sickness thing. So we're praying, and boom, she's healed. And I'm all of a sudden getting stunned, like, oh my gosh, God, you want to do miracles through my simple life. I'm not that special, but Jesus is so special. And when we take risk and we say yes to sharing the love of Jesus, to praying for people, God can do the impossible, right? So here's the deal. Here's what I want us to do. Remember that paper that you guys wrote down, what you want to be? I want to be a teacher. I want to be a dentist. I want to be a pilot and a missionary, right? I want to encourage you guys with something. The reason I'm telling you this story about Luke chapter 5, Jesus goes all this way to reach one person, right? Sometimes you go all the way to Nepal to reach that one person with the Bible. But sometimes, like me, I'm in Denver, Colorado. Sometimes it's right here in Huntington Beach, California, my home. Right here in Irvine. It's not far, it's like right next door. Jesus is asking me to be a missionary. Yes, all the way to Nepal. But to be a missionary, it's really to follow Jesus with all your heart and to share the gospel, which a lot of you guys wrote down. So here's what I want you guys to do. The last thing I want you guys to do right now I want you guys to pull back out what you wrote down, what you wanted to be when you grow up. Pull back out that paper where you said, I want to be an athlete, I want to be a dentist. exciting thing. Here's the exciting thing. Now, I want you to read that thing that you wrote. Like, I want to be a dentist. I want to be... You guys see that thing? And then I want you to write right underneath that. I want you to write missionary right underneath it. Now here's why I'm having you do that, guys. Is a lot of times we think, I thought this, but I want to encourage you not to wait till you're 19, 20 to be a missionary, okay? Don't wait till even your dream comes true. Here's the deal, is if you follow Jesus, which all of us in this room, we're learning about Jesus, we're following him, and you're like, Chase, I'm so young. Here's the deal. Some of my friends, their kids, I don't have kids as old as you guys yet, but their kids have prayed for people who are sick and they got healed in a moment. You don't have to wait till you're my age to pray for somebody who's sick. If your mom or dad, or one of your brothers or sisters, or maybe one of your classmates, offer if you can pray for them. Because I'm telling you, God wants to do the miraculous in your life. You don't have to wait till you're 20, 30, 40. Can I tell you why that's true? Because the same God who lives in me lives in you. The same God that lives in me lives in you. The same God lives in all of us. So here's the deal. The reason I had you write missionary under all those things is no matter what you want to be when you grow up, no matter where you go, everybody who follows Jesus is called to be a missionary. Now, you might not be called to go to Nepal, to the unreached. You might be like, but Chase, I'm supposed to be a dentist. Well, where are you? Yeah, that's right. Celebrate that. If you're called to be a dentist, then you better believe you're bringing Jesus to work every single day. If you're called to be, who wants to be an athlete in here?
Dentist.
It's not.
Right here, these two guys? You two guys right in front, you guys want to be athletes when you grow up? So every single team, you know what you're bringing to that team? Tell me. You're bringing Jesus, right? So every single team you're going to be on, you're going to bring Jesus. Now, how many here wanted to be a teacher? One. Anybody else over here? 2, 3, 4.